Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw The Jesus Revolution and I'd been reading and hearing quite a bit about this film, and it's loosely based on the actual Jesus Revolution that happened circa late 1960s, mid 1970. 1975 I do believe was when it reached its culmination, and the casting is great in this. It's terrific, and I love film, and I know this is probably going to get me flamed a little bit and maybe a little bit of criticism, but Christian movies, take them or leave them. Sometimes they're just, fluff pieces and no one really cares. And of course, a lot of people were saying Passion of the Christ was anti-Semitic because Mel Gibson was anti-Semitic. No, I don't know why the media would have portrayed it. I don't think that Mel is, but I mean, I don't know if that controversy is still around. I don't believe it. You can take that as you will. I can never watch that film again because even for me, it's way too unsettling. I mean, I know how Jesus died, and I know he rose, but I cannot watch that film. I just cannot. It's just thinking about it is, going to bring me to tears. So I'm sorry. I can't. But, that the scene, the one scene that always just will not leave me is when he's getting stripes, when he's getting flogged with, the cat of nine tails, and his skin is flailing off, and I'm like, yeah, that's how it happened. And the Romans, yeah, they were terrible. A lot of the emperors were just the worst. But at least that's historically accurate. So you got to give credit where credit is due. I've read that there's going to be a sequel. I'm like, why? Why have a sequel? Now you're just milking it. So that kind of puts me on the fence. It makes me a little bit irritated because I think he's just trying to cash in. And no, when it comes to Jesus, you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I know that's going to make me sound like a Bible thumper, but you shouldn't be doing that. Jesus tells his own story. Believe it or not, I'm not going to force anybody to believe as I do, because that's just not what I do. And I'm an apologist. I'm just like C.S. Lewis. But I believe unapologetically so in Jesus. And the film, I think, is absolutely outstanding. And I think it deserves a reward. I do. I really think it deserves an award for how well it's done. And I think maybe not everything was accurate, but as far as the message is concerned, it hit home for me because I'm a believer. I've been a believer since I was baptized. Well, even before that, I'm going to make it official that I was baptized when I was 13. I was the oldest in my baptismal class. Late bloomer, that kind of thing. And I felt the Spirit. I felt the Spirit before, but that was the first time I felt the Spirit. So, I mean, I always knew that God was real. That was concrete evidence. And I know it sounds kind of, woo, kind of high in the sky kind of thinking, but no, I know for a fact. And I have more than enough proof that God has done things in my life. And I know this is me preaching, but without a doubt, I know that He has gotten me through some times that, I should be dead. I mean, I should have been homeless a long time ago. I should have been homeless. I almost killed myself. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't, because death is never the answer. It's just not. You can take that as you will. I'm not going to say suicide's a bad thing, but I personally think it is. So that's my belief. And I would never do it. But the film, I think, is just one of the best movies I've ever seen. One of the best Christian films I've ever seen, which is saying a lot, because I'm not really a fan of Christian movies, but I did star in a Christian film, one that's very different. And the name of the movie is That Which Remains. And the reason that I wanted to be a part of it from the very inception was that it was based upon the parable of the mustard seed, which is my favorite, one of my favorite scriptures. And then I thought to myself, God, all right, here I am, send me. I mean, I've done this time and time again, and I thought, am I ready? Do you want me to do this? Should I go for it? And it was something that was on my bucket list because I've always wanted to be in a movie. So I thought, okay, fine, bite the bullet, go forward. And it was like, it was meant to be. And I couldn't believe how easy it was. But of course, the film is far from wrapping, but when it does wrap, I will let you know. But I know the director, and the director is a good godly man. And he went through his own valley of shadows, which was, he went through a really terrible divorce from his first wife, and it completely devastated, it just completely pulled the rug out from underneath him. And this man has, I'm not going to get emotional. Bart, the director, we've been chatting quite a bit, and I've been going through some difficult times and wondering where my spouse could be and why I haven't met my spouse, and why I don't have a family as of yet. I've had relationships in the past, and they just don't work out. Everything else in my life has been, terrific, and I am very grateful for this, but there are times where, I've asked God why, and I don't get a straight answer, and that's fine. And sometimes God is silent, but I figure this is His will. So even if I never have that, I'm not gonna let that make me bitter, because I mean, like in the movie, there were elements in the film I thought, yeah, I can relate to that, because I'll just say it right now. When my dad died, I was at my lowest point, and I had taken care of my parents to the point where that was all I knew. And I still have a few friends that there were a few people that helped me, but not many. So it was a very difficult time. It was just myself and God that got through that, and a therapist. But that was a very challenging, arduous time in my life. It was my valley of shadows, and I got through it. There are times where I go to the doldrums, never the valley of shadows. I've been into the doldrums where I wonder, well, is this it? Is this all I have? Is this all I have to live for? But there's always more, and God shows that, and I think that Jesus Revolution does that impeccably well. And He works in ways that we do not understand. His ways are higher than ours, as the scripture says. But this is the best Christian film I've seen in a good long while. And I easily give it 5 stars and 2 thumbs up. I mean, it was an independent film done in Alabama, and Mark Webb, my surrogate brother's friend, he was transportation. So he's on production crew. he's not one of the people filming, but still, transportation is very important, and it's still an integral part to getting the actors where they need to be and making sure everything is taken care of on schedule. So they're a very important part of the filming process. But I'm hoping that the movie I was part of becomes, you know, part of changing people, because it's a little bit different. It's darker. It's not your mother's Christian film. I'm very interested in seeing the result once it's done. And I will let you know once that happens. But as I said before, I owe Bart quite a bit, because I've gotten through some very challenging times just with the questions I have had. And I always get a maybe, which, you know, is better than a no. This maybe, I think this is maybe from God. So I'm still kind of wondering when this is ever going to happen, if it will happen, but it's a maybe, so we'll see. I haven't met my spouse as of yet. I have no family as of yet, but I think that there's always still possibility that exists. I know they're out there. It's just gonna take me longer than some people, and I get pity from a lot of people and jealousy, which, no, those two emotions really shouldn't exist when concerning me. But beyond that, today's gonna be the day where we finally get the studio rearranged, and pretty soon I'll be doing reviews and interviews from there. So this is exciting. I had a dream. I had a dream last night, and I have dreams frequently, and they're all different. But I had a dream last night that I was at the Wilds. I'd been at the Wilds before, and I think it was with my spouse, because I've seen him in my dreams before. So I'm with my spouse to be. I think we're with 2 adopted children. I think there was one I could see that was mine, but I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know if I even can. I'm 43, so I mean, I'm perfectly healthy, but it's a lot of work. But like I said, it's just, there are a lot of unknowns here. And it was like three children. He was there, and then I could see all these monarchs. As I thought, Dad, because, you know, Dad sends me monarchs to let me know that he's looking out for me. And then red admirals, I'm like, red admirals? I've never seen red admirals, not even in real life, so I don't know what the red admirals mean. But I do know that monarchs signify change, and then the multicolored wings, they represent transformation. I know that. It's a stained glass window, and I thought, this is a very complex dream, even though it's just, you know, straightforward symbolism. But yeah, change is coming. Change is coming. I'm not afraid. So it was just, I felt happy. I mean, there was just nothing but joy in this dream I had. So that's about all I had to say. So if you haven't seen Jesus Revolution and you're interested in it, go see it, because if you're like me and you've been feeling kind of, you know, a little bit out of sorts, it'll inspire you. It'll inspire you, and it'll make you hold even tighter to who you are in your faith, and realize what the truth really is. In my opinion, that's how I saw the film, and it is extraordinary. So go see it. Until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, ciao, ciao.